All right, so I know it's been a while since I posted. I wanted to get something out for you guys. A couple weeks back, I went to New York with my girlfriend Charlize. You might know her as Nocti Girl. Big shout out to her for helping me film a lot of the video in New York. I really appreciate that. If you guys haven't, check out her channel. Like I said, it's Nocti Girl. She loves the Noctilux, all things Leica. I'm sure you guys have heard of her. But anyways, her and I went out to New York a couple weeks ago and met up with my friend Gajan, his team, the whole Leica Store New York team, a lot of friends that we have out there. And we had a jam-packed week of launch parties, content creation, making videos for YouTube with Gajan and I. We actually shot 4 videos, so keep an eye out for those coming out soon. And yeah, just overall a really creative week. Delivered a bag in person, many different things. So this was maybe a few parts that weren't worthy for a video on their own, so I wanted to just kind of group everything together a little bit vlog style. A couple hits, I'll talk about some different things at the Leica Store in New York that they have, some special editions, MA Titanium and a Ghost edition. So there's a little bit of everything in here, some nice photography as well, I think. And yeah, just wanted to kind of recap, put everything, compile it all into one video for you guys, so let's check it out. So the first thing we did right when we got there is go right to the Leica Store in New York. My friend Gajan was the global launch ambassador, the sole global launch ambassador for the SL3S camera. Big shout out to him and his team. They did an incredible job. If you guys haven't seen his channel, you don't know his work, which I'm sure you do, I'm gonna leave a link to all that stuff down below. I'm gonna link his video that he used for the SL3S launch campaign on the Leica channel. Just incredible photography, video, storytelling, as always. So big shout out to him. And they did a big launch party actually the first day at the Leica Store in New York. And it was really nice. They used a projector, they showed his video, and him and my friend Jason Roman did a recap, kind of talking about how the images were created, the campaign, really insightful. And I think he's gonna kind of go on a world tour and talk about this campaign and creating the images all around. If you're in any of the regions where he's doing it, I highly recommend to go and check it out. So the next day after the launch video, something I was really excited to do, I was able to deliver one of the bags that I make in person to my customer there, which I always love doing. Being able to do things in person is just always better. He got a navy blue goat skin with a concrete gray alligator for the accents. I'll throw some pictures and some videos of the delivery up here. And yeah, that was just really cool. And then the next day we're like, you know what, let's go to the leather tannery. I want to select some materials for new bags and builds that I was working on. And while Gajan and I and everybody and Charlize was there, these guys walked in and they were like the most stylish, I mean, decked out head to toe in custom leather clothing and jackets, just everything. So we started photographing them in the leather tannery, but then Gajan was like, hey, would you guys want to come to the studio maybe tomorrow and do some, you know, studio images, bring some of your best outfits? And they agreed and we're super stoked. So the next day, shout out to my buddy Jason Roman, Stock Easy, you guys might know him. He let us use his studio even though he was gone. And yeah, we made some really cool images. Gajan and I, Sire, Jason's brother, was there as well. He's the assistant manager at the Leica Store. Big shout out to Sire. If you ever go to the store, say hi to him. And yeah, we had a really good time overall. It was just super fun. Made some beautiful black and white images on my SL2S. I think I was using the 50 Summilux close focus, one of Gajan's lenses. He was using my double spherical, kind of testing it for some other videos that we're working on. But I'll throw up some of those images. We had a really great time shooting. I mean, like I said, they had custom leather hats and jackets and just so much amazing stuff that they brought. So a big shout out to those guys. So when you're in New York, you got to check out the camera stores, B&H, Adorama, the Leica Store in New York. But a new one that just popped up is called Camera House, and it's run by a guy named Craig. He used to work at the Leica Store Soho. Such a nice guy. Big shout out to Craig and his team. And I actually picked up this beautiful M262 Red Edition. They only made 100 of these. Craig has the red Apo lens, if you guys know about that. Unfortunately, that's a bit out of my budget, but if you're looking for one of those, it's incredible. But I was able to get the red camera. I think it's beautiful. So again, big shout out to Craig. If you guys are in New York, you got to check out Camera House and all their beautiful used Leica inventory. They also have some other stuff as well. They had a Nikon Noct, I believe, in their beautiful lens. So again, if you want to check it out, I highly recommend. Great place for a lot of used equipment. All right, of course, we couldn't be in New York without some street photography. And one night after we were walking back from the subway, it started snowing. Pretty decent snow, actually. Looks like they just got a bigger storm, but yeah, we weren't complaining. It was great to photograph in. I took the SL2S with the double spherical, and I was having fun with that. but I had the steel rim with me, and I was like, you know what? I wonder how that glow kind of beautiful steel rim will look. And I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna throw it on the M9. I'm gonna shoot it wide open, which the M9 again is not great at low light, but believe it or not, these are shot anywhere from like 640 to 800 ISO, wide open with the steel rim. New York is pretty well lit, so it you know, it worked pretty well. And man, I was really happy with the results from the M9 and the steel rim. I'm not always the biggest fan of that lens, to be honest. It's incredibly glowy, it can be very soft, wide open, but used in the right scenario, which I really feel like this was, I actually really preferred the images from the steel rim versus the images from the double spherical and the SL. Now the SL, of course, has got amazing low light and all that stuff, but yeah, I don't know what it is about these images from the M9 that I just really enjoyed. So let's check these out, let's get into them. You know, look at the highlights, look at the glowiness, and yeah, the snow, everything just kind of worked out nice. Nothing groundbreaking, but I was pretty happy with these images. All right, we're here at the Leica flagship store in the Meatpacking District in New York. They're kind enough to let us come inside, check out some of the special limited edition pieces they have, even one really cool watch. Let's go inside and take a look. All right, so this might not be as high quality as you're used to. I'm using my DJI Osmo Pocket to just film a quick little video for you guys. But the Leica store flagship in New York here in the Meatpacking District had some pretty special limited edition, not just cameras, but even a watch here that I want to show you guys. So bear with me, quality's not normally what I do, but I just wanted to show you guys a few pieces that I don't have in my collection that pretty tempting to add, I gotta say. But yeah, first of all, we have this beautiful MA Titan edition, titanium. Just an absolutely beautiful camera. This one's in great condition. Looks like maybe it has had a strap put on it, but other than that, I mean, it looks brand new. It's really beautiful. As you guys know, I have the M9 titanium, the M7 titanium, and my holy grail, thanks to the guys here at the store, the Noctilux 0.95 titanium. So these have a special place in my heart. Any of these titanium cameras, I absolutely love them. Like I said, this is a gorgeous set. It comes with the 50 Apo Summicron F2, also in titanium here. But you might notice this looks a little different than your normal one, and the reason is this is in the kind of version 1 scalloped looking body, which is just beautiful. Sorry, bear with me here. I'm just trying to figure out this camera for the first time, using the app here to focus. But yeah, this is a beautiful lens. I mean, all made in titanium. Come on, camera, you can focus, you can do it. But yeah, this thing's amazing, absolutely incredible. The body here also made out of titanium. Also, I believe that the rear cap, it comes with this titanium. I know the front cap is, I think just for display purposes, they don't want to ding it up. But yeah, front body cap here in titanium. Let's pop that thing off. It's really nice. One thing I want to touch on about titanium, a common misconception, people think, oh, the titanium is going to be lighter than certain cameras. Now, if you're comparing it to a brass camera, it is lighter. But in the instance of like my Noctilux, titanium is actually heavier than aluminum. So it's going to sit somewhere in the middle, maybe a little more towards the side of aluminum. But yeah, this still feels very solid, but it is, since it is titanium, the normal MA is brass, it is going to feel a little bit lighter. Carefully mount this lens on here. Wow, that set is unbelievable. So beautiful, all in titanium like this. Yeah, these are numbered. I believe this came out 2021 or 2, I want to say, so a few years back. They only made 250 of them. This is number 241 out of 250. You can see that on the lens here, I believe, yep, on the hot shoe. Probably can't see it on here, but the hot shoe will say it up there. Oh wow, even the little hot shoe covers in titanium. The back of the camera here, even this indicator of speed, since this is an MA, it does not have a meter. So you can set your film indication here. Another thing I noticed, I don't know if it's real leather, it feels like it might be to me, but definitely a different leather or leatherette that comes on the normal MA. So just something to kind of mentioned there. And I believe it looks like to me, even the strap lugs, I believe, are titanium. So yeah, just an absolutely beautiful piece in great condition. Yeah, this is gorgeous. Pop this back off here. And once again, yeah, I just want to say thank you to the Leica guys here at the store, because I don't have these in my collection. It's still fun to be able to show you guys some of the special stuff. All right, this one here, you might look at it and say, okay, it's the Ghost Edition by Hodinkee, which it is, which they made 250 of. Now, the thing about this camera that makes it special, it's not numbered to 250. It's numbered out of 5, and this is number 2 out of 5, and you see a P before it. Now, again, normally it would be numbered, you know, like this out of 250, but this is actually a prototype. So this is a pre-series camera before the main batch, which makes it quite a bit more valuable in my opinion and more rare. There's not going to be like a huge difference cosmetically, really anything actually. This is basically just to kind of prove the concept and approve the final, you know, batch of 250 that will be made. But to collectors and people that care like myself, having the prototype is really cool. And sometimes they'll do 25 prototypes or more. And what's cool about this one, there's only 5. So this is pretty rare. It's in great condition. This is number 2 out of 5. So the thing with the Ghost Edition, Hodinkee is a brand that they're a watch reseller, a watch dealer of some new watch brands, I believe. I'm not a watch expert, don't quote me on that, but and they also make videos, and they're like kind of one of the highest regarded like kind of media, and they really showed a lot of vintage watches and the history kind of behind watches. They do a series called Talking Watches, which is incredibly popular. I love watching those, and yeah, they kind of do some really cool stuff based on vintage watches, which I love. Now the thing is with this, so the Ghost, why is it called a Ghost? Well, again, I'm not a watch expert, but as far as I know, that some Tudor watches, Rolexes, other brands, the bezel starts out black, and over time it fades, just like our black paint cameras, brass and age, and it fades to more of like a gray, kind of, they call it a ghost dial on the watches. The bezel or the dial can fade. Now, this camera is kind of painted in a gray, like a off gray ghost kind of color to simulate that a little bit. And yeah, that's why it's called the Ghost Edition. And even the engravings have like kind of an off-white painting in here. And yeah, it is just, I mean, what a stunning camera. I have seen someone using one of these out in the open, and I'll say from across the room, you can pick out and say, wow, that's a Ghost Edition. Now, they also did a Q version of this, but the M is more special. Removable lens, you know. I threw this on my M262 Red Edition. I'll throw a picture of that up here, and this lens just looks insane. Even like the dot here is white, and that off gray. And this is an M10P, so you'll see no red dot up here. M10P, everything else that you would see normally with the M10P. Even the stuff back here has the white engravings, which is beautiful. Let me see if I can get a close up again. I'm struggling a little bit with the focus, but yeah, it's really beautiful. And as the light kind of hits it, it kind of changes colors. Yeah, that is just beautiful. Love this camera. All right, something I like to do as well is throw different lenses on different cameras and bodies and vice versa. All right, let me try to get some close-ups. I threw the Titan lens on here on the Ghost Edition. It looks absolutely insane. So crazy. Sorry, I'm doing the focus over here with I'm watching the footage on the app so I can film myself here, but that looks crazy, so beautiful. Let's throw this on the MA, the Ghost lens on here. Being very delicate with these since they are in really nice condition. Yeah, that's a combo I could get behind, you know. You have film, you have digital, you know, the lenses look insane on the two of them. Here, let me try to get some focus here. Look at that, that's wild. I'll try to do some more B-roll clips of these things, some close-ups on the table. That looks wild. All right, let's take a look at something else here. Now again, admittedly, I'm not a huge watch guy, but I've seen some of my Leica friends with this watch. I believe this is the ZM1, but what's special about this one is it's the all gold limited edition. Don't quote me on this. I think they made 80 of these. I'll check after. I'll put an annotation if I'm incorrect about that. I don't want to take this thing out. It's too nice. It's too expensive for me personally. But wow, what a beautiful watch. All in gold. I'll throw some B-roll in there. But yeah, some of my other Leica friends have this watch, and it is just gorgeous. I don't know if this is normal in the ZM1, but wow, it's actually a glass case. This is all machined aluminum. It feels like to me like the case of this is unbelievable. And it has kind of some of the features of the ZM1 with that pusher there with the red dot. Really beautiful. Wow, what a cool piece. Say thank you again to the guys for letting me take a look at this. You know, I've been looking at, what, I think it's a ZM11, maybe the more affordable watches that they drop. They make them in, I'm a big titanium watch guy. I have like an Omega in titanium that I love. That's what I'm looking at maybe a ZM11 with that fabric band I think that they have on it. That's more my style than something like this, but this is beautiful. Okay, one last thing. Guys might be wondering what I'm shooting here in New York. I brought my SL2S, which I love for low light, and we're here checking out the SL3S as well. It's pretty tempting. I think I might have to upgrade to that. But for M, I brought some of my film cameras, which I don't have here today, but film cameras, and I've been shooting a lot on my M9. So this is my kind of brassy M9 that you guys might recognize, and the black steel rim limited edition, which I also got here at the New York store. Thank you to Rob and Sire and the whole team here. But yeah, I mean, like I said, I don't baby my stuff, I use it. So it's, I had this out in the snow the other night shooting around, and yeah, I love this lens. The steel rim on the M9, I feel like is a cool combination. You're not, you know, crazy like 60 megapixel, super high resolution. 18's fine for me, 1.4, I was shooting kind of in the snow. I still haven't reviewed those photos yet because I didn't even bring my computer on this trip. I wanted to just keep things on the memory card, let stuff marinate, then I'll come home later and review them. And yeah, but I'll put some of those photos up, you know, eventually in this video, and we'll check them out. But yeah, this is kind of my main M setup. It's kind of crazy. I have, you know, M11 monochrome new stuff, but for some reason, I still gravitate towards picking up the M9 a lot of the times. Yeah, so thank you to the Leica store in New York. Got this beautiful Ghost Edition prototype, the MA Titan, if you guys want to check it out. The ZM1 in gold limited edition, and my trusty M9. All right, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know it's something a little different. I shot with the Osmo Pocket most of the time, so not up to my usual quality like we're filming here. But like I said, I just wanted to give you guys a little recap, and I think this is something that I'll do more because it seems like things happen in groups, in like a week time, kind of all grouped together like this. And yeah, I really enjoyed the week. Thank you to Gajan, thank you to Rob and Sire, everybody at the Leica store. Thank you to Charlize, Nocty Girl, for helping me film this. I had a really great time, and I'll see you guys in the next one.